Hey guys, Godfather, I'm back. Just on Little C's live stream. He was finishing up his 48-hour build on the Cobra, and we were talking about a treasure, and he was interested in some of the finds that I find out there. Previous video I just did with Shop Card Update. That was some of the stuff I found today, but some of the stuff that I'm going to show you I found in the past. Not too long ago. There's a lot more, but I just have this stuff, this is like my stuff that I show people of interesting stuff that's on the beaches here. And I'll go through all of this stuff. First thing I'm going to go through is this here. You all know what that is, right? It's a penny. Keep your eye on the penny. That's right, it's a two-headed 1972 Lincoln Memorial penny. Exactly same on both sides. I can't find anything about it. It doesn't look like it's been altered in any way. It's hard to believe that there would be a double strike of the same thing on both sides. I don't know. So I just saved it, Could be worth nothing, it could be worth something. I don't know, I don't care. It's a cool find. And I just keep it on my shelf. It's a good heads or coins coin. I just keep that around. It's a good conversation piece. Next up, this was pulled out of the Peace River. Now my hand is at least 4.5 inches across, so I got big hands. And that's a megalodon tooth. It was dug out of the banks of the Peace River. They find shark's teeth there all the time. These are found there also. They're rare to find, and they're worth a lot of money. These things go for anywhere between, $300 and up. I've seen them come out as big as my hand. So, this one here is, from this point to that point, is probably 3.5 inches. So that's a good sized shark's tooth. That's one of the goodies. This one here is a bronze spike from the 1715 fleet. I dug this out of the coral. And you just think of the force. This here is probably, well, if it went into a ship in 1715, that's over 300 years ago, and who knows how long the ship was sailing for. They're built and they're made to sail for, 80 years. So it could be 400 years old. I don't know. But I put this in my vise and tried to put a pipe on it and straighten it. And there's no moving this. There's no bending it. So you can imagine the force that was put on this when the ship hit coral in a storm. Or however it got bent. But very cool right there. These go for about $100, $150 online. Bronze spike. Musket balls. Can you imagine getting hit with one of them going 100 miles an hour? I couldn't. No point to it. That really hurts. Let's see what else. This here was found on a treasure beach. And I don't think it's part of any of a wreck or anything. Somebody lost it. That might have been out there just hunting the treasure beaches, but it's all old coins. And there's coins on here from the 1800s all the way up to like the early 50s. There's a treasure coin on there also with a gold bezel. Right there. It's a 1 real. What else? This one here was washed out of an Indian burial ground on the beach. It's an earring. And the stones that are in that earring are called jet. It's a pure black stone. And it's just very cool. It's all little hearts dangling on there. And I don't know if that's bronze or copper. It's not gold, I know that. But that's a very cool find. Let's see what else we got here. What do we want to show you next? This religious medal is found on the beach. The gold bezel on it. No chain. It's a St. Christopher, I believe. I guess I have to put my crap on to remember what the hell it was. It's, what does it say? Let's see what it says on it. It says, Queen of the Most Holy Rosary, pray for us. And on the other side, it is Saint Dominic, pray for us. So that's what that says. All kinds of saints out there. Here's a really pretty Walking Liberty $50. That's pretty cool. How about some 1 Maravedis coins? These are from 15 and 1600s. Very interesting. Here's some rings that we just found on Treasure Beach. Now, none of the little white one, that is silver. That's 925 silver. And the other two are copper. They're not gold, but they're different. One is an Indian arrow, and the other one has got those jet stones in it also, all the way around it. So that's a pretty cool. Let's see. This cross came off of a 1715 Fleet Treasure Beach. It's very cool. And that came out of the ground. That was black, and I cleaned it up. I just use an acid dip on it. You just have to be really careful when you do it. You don't want to ruin the piece. But very different looking cross. Silver arrowhead. Bronze shoe buckle. This came off of 1715 Fleet Beach. Now what I'm going to show you here are trade items that these came off of 1715 Fleet Beach. These are all silver. And they're all very tiny rings and very fragile. You got a heart pendant. You can see how worn and beat up that is. And this one here, this ring has a stone in it. But these are all what are called trade items that I guess the Spaniards used to trade with the Indians. Then we get into 8 reals. These are silver pieces of 8. And why they call them that is a piece of 8. An 8 real is cut up into 8 pieces. One of 8 pieces would be a 1 real. Then you have 2 reals, you have 4 reals, and then you have the 8 real. So this one here is almost a full ounce of silver. And then you wind up with pieces like this that have been cut up. So back in the day when you needed to pay for something, you took your coin and you hacked a piece of it off and gave it to them as payment. So that's pieces of 8, little history on that. And then you have coins like this here. These are also silver reals. You can tell they're silver by the way they sound. And they have the shield on one side and the King's Cross on the other side. Yeah, and that's those are from the 1500s. So that makes them 500, almost 500 years old, a little bit more than 500 years old. But yeah, that's some of the stuff that we find around here. We do have our. That's why the area I live in is called the Treasure Coast, because of all the Spanish treasure ships that wrecked along our coast here. So it's just another hobby and something to do. But the stuff from the fleet is what I am in search of all the time. When I go to the beach, I'm not looking for nickels and dimes. I am looking for stuff like this here. And stuff like I just showed you. 3 years ago was the 300th anniversary of the wreck of the 1715 fleet. And I don't know if any of you guys read in the news or saw on the news the day that they the anniversary, the 300th anniversary date, 2 days before the salvage boat Capitana was backed up right almost on the beach. It was in 4 feet of water. Actually, the anchor lines were up in the dunes on the beach, and then 2 anchor lines were further out in the water. And they were using their mailbox blowers on the back of the boat and blowing a hole right, like if you were standing in the water, it would be up to your knees. And they pulled out almost $5 million in gold coins right on the beach. So if you were on that beach sunbathing and swimming, you're swimming over that kind of stuff. It's out there, but it's people spend years trying to find stuff. That's a find of a lifetime. They there's boats that lease our area from let's say Sebastian, Florida, all the way down to the St. Lucie Inlet. That's closer to where I live. It's about a 30-mile stretch. It's all was owned by the Mel Fisher Group. And then it was purchased by Queen's Jewels back in 2015 or 2014. And you have to pay them to go out and hunt in the water. You can't get in the water with a metal detector and just go hunting. It's illegal. I don't know if it's a federal offense, but I know you get in big trouble if you do it. It's state governed, and the only way you can hunt out in the water is if you have a boat and you're set up for a salvage as a salvage boat, and you pay them $1,000 for a year, and then you can go out there and search. So that's a little history on the area here. So it's good listening on a Sunday afternoon. But anyway, there's a little history for Charlie. And I could tell you a few stories. They remember the old thing in school, 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Not true. He was not the first one here, because I have held in my hand coins from the 1300s that came out of the St. Augustine area in Florida. So there were other people here way before Mr. Columbus set foot. So don't let them fool you. Anyway, little history lesson on a Sunday afternoon. You guys have a great rest of your weekend, and we will talk to you soon. Peace out.